I told her like you that bitch, I do it all and I'm around, you scared to do it. I'm not, as long as you joking now here for me.
Hi guys, I'm your host TT, and today's episode we are going to be covering the infamous serial killer Ed Gein. Let's get into it. Ed Gein was the man who was known for skinning his victims and turning them into furniture. Edward Theodore Gein, or some may know him as Ed Gein, was a brutal serial killer of the mid-1900s. Ed Gein was born on August 27, 1906, and died of cancer on July 26, 1984. His brutality led to the inspiration of famous horror movies like The Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the movie The Silence of the Lambs. Now, before getting into his victims, we're going to take a deep dive on Gein's background. Edward Theodore Gein was born in La Crosse, Wisconsin on August 27, 1906, to an alcoholic father and demeaning mother who taught her son that women and sex were evil. Gein was raised along with an older brother on an isolated farm in Plainfield, Wisconsin. After Gein's father died in 1940, the future killer brothers died under mysterious circumstances during a fire in 1944, and his beloved mother passed away from health problems in 1945. Gein remained on the farm by himself. Gein had also experienced some bullying because of his shyness, the way he spoke, and his lazy eye while at school. Now here's where things began to take a turn for the worse. After his mother's passing, Gein began studying anatomy and started stealing women's corpses from local cemeteries. In 1954, Gein shot and killed salon keeper Mary Hogan, piled the body onto a sled, and dragged it home. From here on, things are going to get a little bit gruesome. I'm going to get a little more detail than usual, so please stay cautious. If you do not like the idea of hearing such detail, it's best to skip this part. In November 1957, police found the headless, gutted body of a missing store clerk, Bernice Worden, at Gein's farmhouse. Upon further investigation, authorities discovered a collection of human skulls along with furniture and clothing, including a suit made from human body parts and skin. Gein told police he had dug up the graves of recently buried women who reminded him of his mother. Investigators found the remains of 10 women in Gein's home, but he was ultimately linked to just 2 murders, Bernice Worden and another local woman, Mary Hogan. Gein was declared mentally unfit to stand trial and was sent to a state hospital in Wisconsin. His farm attracted crowds of curiosity seekers before it burnt down in 1958, most likely in a blaze set by an arsonist. In 1968, Gein was deemed sane enough to stand trial, but a judge ultimately found him guilty by reason of insanity, and he spent the rest of his days in a state facility. Now, here's some things that you probably heard about Ed Gein, just off like the internet. Okay, so one of the things that people think or know or say about him is that he dug up his mother's grave and crawled inside his mother's body so that he can feel like her. Another thing to note is his house was extremely messy, okay? So if you look up pictures of his house, it is really dirty. Like, it is beyond dirty, except for his mother's room. That is what he kept clean the most. He did not go in there at all. Honestly, when he did, it was rare. It was really rare. Some other things to note is he was kind of thin. He's a thin dude, okay? Very thin. He grew up on a farm, and it was a butcher farm, okay? He witnessed his mother butcher a pig, and he pretty much got excited, if I do say so myself. And that kind of where it started, for real. But I think his isolation in school and his isolation in real life at home was one of the main reasons why he really became a serial killer. That and the fact that his mother taught him that women and sex were evil. Like, you as a woman is telling your son that women is evil. That there also plays a huge role in this. It gets tricky, y'all. It gets real tricky with that, okay? But Ed Gein, I think he also inspired Leatherface. If y'all seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I think that was also another inspiration by Ed Gein. So yeah, keep in mind. Thank you all for listening to this podcast, and I hope to grow with you all. Like I really do. I know this isn't what I wanted to record off the poll or whatever, but nobody voted, so I just posted this real quick, just like that, quick and easy. And honestly, I think you guys should go and look into Ed Gein's background because he's a really interesting serial killer. Like he really, really is. So again, that is all. Thank you all for staying to listen, and I hope you all found this episode interesting. That's all. Stay tuned. Stay positive. Love you all. Bye.